Hello and welcome back to another video here on Walters FC for episode number 10 of Park to Glory here at the beginning of season 2 with Main Road. So guys, where do I begin with getting into today's episode? It's been a busy summer here at the club, not in terms of many transfer dealings, although I have been trying to get quite a lot of players in, but I'm facing similar issues as I was to last season, which I will go through in just a moment. But I have progressed throughout the summer. We are on the 7th of August 2021, the date of our first league game of the season against Wythenshawe Amateurs. Or Wythenshawe Amateurs. I'm going to go with how I said it firstly, Wythenshawe Amateurs. So hoping to get off to a good winning start in the league. And yeah, we'll get on into the transfer. So we'll have a look at our transfer history here. So we will go to the back end of last season. There were no more incomings at the beginning of last year. The season does tick over around I think it was the 24th of June, so that's when the transfer history here does reset. But we did have a couple of outgoings at the back end of last season. Unfortunately, Danny Meadowcroft decided to leave us. Only a few days after I last left you guys and after our cup final win, he decided to go off to Stockport Town on a free, and as well as Andy McManus, our backup centre back as well. So lost two centre backs there. So that was my main primary focus for this summer transfer window, to try and get a few new centre backs in. We head on to this season. It's not been a spectacular summer in terms of bringing players in. It has been a real battle, just because with the players, loads of teams are coming in offering for them. Most players, at least like 6 or 7 teams are coming in offering for them. And it is very, very difficult. And, it is almost like a lottery if a player does select to join you. But we'll go through our one outgoing so far this summer. Unfortunately, it is our youngster, Brandon Briggs. He decided to go and join Marine Reserves of all teams as well. For some reason, he just didn't feel like he was happy here. Not entirely sure why. He did play a lot last season, 36 appearances in all competitions, 10 goals and an assist. But he obviously felt playing for Marine Reserves was better for him. But moving on into our incoming, so we've only had 4 so far, which it's not been ideal. Obviously, like I said, I have been trying to get more in, but it is very, very difficult at this level of football. But we will go through the 4 incoming. So first player we've got here is Joel Sutton. So the main reason why I signed him, he can play a couple of positions. I know we don't play with a left midfielder, but his rating as an attacking left midfielder is pretty woeful, but hopefully with some training, and we are going to be playing him there fairly frequently, he will learn how to pick up their position. But he can also play striker as well. He's not got too bad stats for strikers, not some decent physicals and some decent mentals as well. Obviously technicals, nothing really to shout about. Our next signing is the one that I'm probably most excited about out of all of them. And you're probably wondering, why have you got another striker? You have Chiari Ventura. So I did want to get a good backup for Ventura because, as you'll see in a moment, if he does get injured, then I haven't really got a superstar to replace him with. And I'm not saying that Vanni de Silva is our superstar, but for this level of football, he is going to do the job for us. So he's a real player. He has a real player face, so we actually know what he looks like. 18 years old, striker, can play the advanced forward and poacher role pretty well. And he's got some good, important stats for a striker. We can see decent decision, average composure, good off the ball, decent technique, good heading, good first touch, and good finishing, along with 12 acceleration and 11 pace. And most importantly, he does have average stamina. I'll say average stamina, not bad stamina, but he does have very good natural fitness, so hopefully we'll be able to recover quicker. And you will probably ask, what happens to Chiari Ventura? Who am I going to play out of the two? I will get onto that in just a moment, but just before we do, I will carry on just going through our incoming. So our next person here is Roan Steele, the 18-year-old centre back slash right back, although it does say he's a young centre back. Naturally, when I click on his name, it shows his stats for a fullback, which is not where he's going to be playing. He is going to be playing at centre back for us. So, again, he's got some pretty good mental attributes. He's got good decisions, good positioning, pretty decent pace, although only 3 strength, and being 5'10", he may get bullied a bit off the ball. So, we will have to see how he gets on. Not too bad technical stats as well. 6 tackling, 8 marking. I mean, we're not exactly playing Premier League football here, so I'm not expecting high stats across the board. And our last signing is actually a goalkeeper, everyone. We've got Terry Smith, the 33-year-old. We did sign him from Trafford. I think he got released from his contract. No, sorry, I just made an offer for him. He didn't get released from his contract, but he was on a month-by-month rolling contract, so I thought I'd try and bring in a backup goalkeeper. Not that there was anything wrong with Ross Mullet, but I just wanted another option there. And being at 6'3", he is more your traditional height for a goalkeeper, so although some of his stats are lacking in some areas, only like 3 throwing and 4 kicking, he does also have 9 handling and 9 reflexes. And also, being 6'3", he's got some very good aerial reach as well. So we will see how he gets on. So we will just have a look at the squad here, and you're probably wondering what's going to be happening with Ventura. So my plan is to play Ventura out on the right, and then ASN can also play on the left. So my plan is to play him. I am paying him to play for the club, but also to play him out on the left-hand side. But unfortunately, Ventura is injured today. He picked up an injury in our 2-1 defeat by Hereford, and he is going to be out for another 2 to 4 weeks. So it's going to be a little while before we see Ventura in action this season. But which is why I am happy to have someone like Vanni de Silva, coming in. Hopefully, he is able to fill in the boots of Ventura and score lots of goals for us. But yes, the squad overall is a bit smaller than last year. But I do feel like I've got some decent options off the bench. We've still got Cox, we've got Wakefield, we've got Brett Lloyd and Sherlock still there as well. And I've also brought some of the youth players that we had from our youth intake into the first team. I know their current ability doesn't look amazing, with the Grey Stars, but if we just look at Love Grunston here, that is a fantastic name, by the way, for the youngster there. His mental stats are pretty good. Good bravery, good determination, good teamwork, good natural fitness as well. And his technicals aren't terrible. And nothing outstanding, nothing to shout about, don't get me wrong, but 6 first touch, 7 passing, 6 technique. He's only 15 years old as well, so he is going to grow. He's got some very good potential ability if we do look at his stars down there. So there may need to sort of like backup emergency options. So if we do have a bit of an injury crisis, these players will be able to come in, hopefully perform well for us and grow in the meantime. Anyway, that's enough about what's gone on over throughout the summer. We'll get into today's game, everyone, against Wythenshawe Amateurs. So the lineup here, so we've got Terry Smith making his debut. We've got Steve Allen at right back with Furtado at left back. We've got Roan Steele making his debut with Tyrone Gay still in at the centre back. I am still looking out for centre backs. I don't quite fully agree with the 1.5 star or 1 star rating for Tyrone Gay. Good heading, good tackling. No, his physicals aren't great and his mentals aren't fantastic either, but he's got good technical stats for a central defender. So we'll see how he gets on. He's not been too bad in pre-season. He's actually been our highest rated defender over the last 5 games. So we'll see how he fares out. Anyway, moving on, we've got Callum Fawcett and Jamie Russell still in the central midfield, but obviously we've got good options on the bench if need be. We've got ASN out on the right. We've got Joel Sussin playing attacking left mid. So what I was saying before about him trying to play there, hopefully, his familiarity, that's a word? That is a word. Hopefully he does become a bit more familiar with the role. So hopefully his star rating will go up. I'm not too fussed about stars. Obviously, I'm more fussed about the actual attributes themselves. So we've got him out on the left, and we've got Birchall still rocking it through the middle, and we've got Vanni de Silva in the striker role. But yes, moving on into today's game, I am hoping to carry off the form of how we finished off last season, winning quite a lot of games towards the end of the season and obviously defeating Abbey Hay in the final. But that was last season, lads. I'm not really fussing about last season now because that's all in the past and we can't change it. What I'm focusing on now is the future and see what our targets are for this season. So realistically, I would like to get promoted this year. I feel like we've kept a good core of the squad from last year. Obviously, I know we've lost a few players, but we have made some additions as well. And I am still looking around in the transfer market to see what we are able to do. So definitely the top 2 is what I'm aiming for. And, if we can start off this season as we finished last, I feel like we would be in a very good position to do that. But we're in straight away, and it's been disallowed. It was a good goal. We worked the ball around well in the midfield. Ball was played over the top, and Vanni de Silva, although it was ruled out for offside, very promising that he's getting those positions early on. But we do have a free kick here for Wythenshawe, but they've not been able to do anything, and we're hitting them on the counter. We've got Birchall just running through. ASN out on the right. He goes for goal. I'm not sure if that hit the post or the side netting, but it absolutely fired wide. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to capitalise there with the counter-attack. Although they've just played one long ball in and Flitcroft was through. I don't think he was offside either because it said it went out for a goal kick. So that's a little bit concerning there that we're allowing gaps like that in our defence. It's not really what you do like to see. First game of the season, you want to try and keep things tight. Trying to work their way throughout the goal. That didn't make any sense. I've just realised that. But yeah, we're just trying to keep things tight at the moment. Not allowing too many mistakes, just keeping it nice and safe to a degree. I know we are on very attacking mentality, but I do feel like with how strongly we ended last season, I do feel like we've still got that momentum heading into this one. But 25, well, just under 25 minutes in, we do have a highlight, I believe. We've got Sutton out on the left. He's got a bit of time. He whacks it in. Defender does well to clear it away. Unfortunately, no one was able to get their foot on it, stick it in the back of the net. And that was a lovely ball over the top. Unfortunately, ASN was offside. He did fire it straight into the goalkeeper anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But we are creating a few chances in this game, so that is quite promising to see. I can't remember where Wythenshawe finished in the league last year. I feel like they were a bottom half team. So I am hoping that we are able to get the win over them today. And Vanny De Silva was really good kick by the goalkeeper there. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do much as Smith just hit it straight against not Smith. What am I on about? De Silva. There we go. Got so many players. Trying to remember all their names and obviously the new signings as well. Although we've allowed Pearce in here, and that is a thunderous finish there by Clark Pearce. I don't know what our defence was doing there. Can anyone explain what our defence was doing there? I'm not entirely sure, but we allowed too much room. Fallon had too much time. Pearce got through. He got past. I'm not sure which centre back that is, and he fires it into the top corner. Fortunately, Smith did not have much of a chance, and we find ourselves 1-0 down, which I feel like it's a little bit against the run of play, considering how much of the ball we've had, and we have created a little bit more than them as well. So we will come off very attacking. We will shout to encourage the boys, and if we are able to get a goal back before half time, which I don't think we are, we're not. So we do find ourselves 1-0 down. Fortunately, this hasn't gone quite to plan, unlike the first game of last season. I think we were 4-0 up at half time, if memory serves me right. It was quite a while ago that happened now, but do go and check that video out as well as all of the rest. It would mean a great deal to me. Moving on into the second half, we're just before the hour mark, and there does appear to be a highlight. And is it going to be for us? It is. De Silva, he's in through 1-on-1. He's got to score this. He does. It's 1-1. It's a lovely ball over the top by Callum Fawcett. De Silva had acres of room to himself. I would have been very disappointed if he hadn't have finished that, just with how much room he had. But ASN lays it off to Fawcett. A lovely ball over the top. Their defence doesn't know what's hit them. And De Silva gets through 1-on-1. Their goalkeeper doesn't really make an attempt to save it. He kind of just turns and just, I don't want to say admires the fact it just goes into the back of the net, but he just watches it. So not great goalkeeping from their goalkeeper there. I would be having a word with him if he was my goalkeeper. Anyway, moving on into the mid-70s now. We're in the 75th minute. Feel like we do need to make a change. I've not been overly impressed with some people. We're looking at ASM mainly, but my problem is I don't really have many people that can come on to replace him, unfortunately. I'm not really sure what the best player is. Did Brett Lloyd play there? Yeah, Brett Lloyd as a winger. He can play right side of midfield, so he's only playing a little bit further forward. So we will bring him on to see what he can do, and I think we will leave the rest as it is for now. So we've not played terribly. We've just not played as well as maybe I would have liked to have thought so. But we are getting on here. I'm going to encourage the boys again. Hopefully we are able to make something. We're in the 81st minute here, and there is a highlight. But is it going to be for us? Not with a ball like that from Sutton. That was a outlandish ball there. I'm not really sure what he was trying. But if we're able to keep the ball here and try and work it forward, we could try and carve something out. Although Furtado with a very poor ball there, and Vinton's got a lot of room out on their left-hand side. He plays in Barlow. We've allowed him in, and that's a good save by Smith. That's what you want to be seeing from your goalkeeper when he is making his debut, making those crucial saves, keeping you in the game. And he's definitely done that there. Their striker got through 1-on-1, and I thought he was going to bury it, but fair play to Smith. He's done well for us. And are we able to hit them on the counter-attack? We've got De Silva running down the right. He tries playing it in through the middle where there was people there. But unfortunately, it was blocked and out for a throw-in. On into the 87th minute. I do want to make another substitute, but I'm just really not sure where. I'll bring on Sherlock. Yeah, let's bring on Sherlock. Let's see what he can do. De Silva's had a good day. He's got a goal, but a 6.7 rating for someone that scored a goal. It's actually quite poor. Normally, if someone scores a goal, their rating fires up to, like 7.1 and beyond. But yeah, he was only at 6.7. So we'll see if Sherlock can do anything. We'll encourage the boys one more time. Are we able to do anything? Let's go. I'll tell you what, let's go for it. I know the highlights just started and these changes won't happen until just after, but I do want to see what we can do. So we'll play wide, overlap the fullbacks, won't work the ball into the box. We'll up the tempo a bit, play a little bit more of a direct style. Let's see if we can push the boys a little bit forward. So we are risking it here, but I would rather risk and go for the win rather than just settling for the draw. Those 3 points are quite important, although we may not even get a point there. It's a good block. I'm not entirely sure by who. The name didn't prop up, but they have a corner kick, and I'm not sure if this is still part of the highlight or it may look like it could be. Pearce swings it in. Thankfully, we are able to clear. Although Sherlock finds himself in a lot of room, and he's kept it in play. Unfortunately, I think he just slowed it down a little bit too much. Is he able to play a ball in to find someone? He tries to, but the defender does get a block in, and we do have a corner. Just hope. No, we're not going to be showing the corner. Okay. So we've got about 25 seconds left. I'm not sure if there's enough time for a highlight, although we could be in here. Birchall. He plays it out to Sutton. Sutton! He fires it over. That was disappointing. It was a decent effort. He really did wrap his foot round it by the looks of it. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get it in the back of the net. And I think that's going to be it, everyone. Although saying that, ref, we've gone over the 4 minutes of time, and there we go. First game of the season. I feel like we played pretty well throughout. We did definitely create more than Wythenshawe. Backs it up with our, we've had more shots on target. Our XG was higher. And also we had more possession of the ball. We did have a goal ruled out in the 3rd minute as well. So if we'd have got that, maybe that would have set us up for a nice win. But I don't feel like that was good enough. I feel like we should be beating teams like Wythenshawe. I think they did finish in the lower half last year. I will go and check that in just a moment. But yeah, I guess it's not a loss for the opening day of the season, so I can't be too downbeat about it. But hopefully we do try and bounce back in the next few games, try and get a few wins on the board early doors, because that is definitely where we struggled out last season. We'll have a look at see what the fans have said. It's not something I tend to do normally with Football Manager, but it's something new that I am looking to try. So we'll see what people say. So Fawcett is so good when he's at his creative scheming best. Very well put there by Zico Samuel. I couldn't have put it better than myself. Get off Russell's back. He played well. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. I think he done pretty well. Yep, Steele wasn't good enough. Oh, that's Steele for... Oh, really? He doesn't think that Rowan Steele is good enough for us. Well, hopefully he will be able to prove Claudio wrong. And, hopefully he does perform throughout the season. Very proud of Vanny De Silva following his senior debut. Yep, I agree. Definitely scoring a goal on your debut is always going to put you in the fans' good books. What else have we seen down here? Very keen to see much more of De Silva. Yeah, fully agree with that. Don't really understand what the obsession is with playing youth. If they're good enough, they'll get their opportunities. Fully agree with that. Hopefully our youth is good enough to, fire us up into the top of this league. Anyway, guys, I think that is going to be it for this episode of Park to Glory. Please leave a comment what you think, how well we're going to do this year. What are your predictions of where we're going to finish in the league? Will we go on another cup run and maybe get to another cup final? Leave your comments down below. I really do appreciate them, and I will reply to them as soon as possible. But yep, that is to load here, so we can have a quick look at the league table, because I didn't actually have a look to see where we were in just, well, as it was loading just then. It seems to be taking a very long time to load. I'm not entirely sure why. Now, it is the opening day of the season, so obviously a lot of matches are being played. I do apologise, I'm not entirely sure, but a big truck just went outside where I live, so if you did hear that in the background, I really, really do apologise. With regards to the audio there, I do have my window shut, so it just shows how loud that truck was. But anyway, I don't know what's happened. There we go. It's finally loaded through. But where are we in the league? We are 11th in the league, so hopefully we are able to win a few games, try and push us up that league, and the top 2 is our target for this season. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this, and I'll see you on the next one.